KJ Henry.
Facts, right?
KJ.
Yes, KJ
Facts.
Henry.
Facts, right? Facts.
Facts.
What
Facts.
up?
Facts. What up? Facts. KJ Henry, if you missed it earlier, where have you been? KJ Henry, the Cowboys. We talked about this guy yesterday.
We did.
And this
Clemson
is-
zone.
I want to thank the Gang of Seven for giving me some names. I said, hey, I go, guys, I need some edges. Need to look at some edges. Give me some practice squads. I'm thinking about trying to take a guy off a practice squad. And so, they gave me these names, and KJ Henry from the Cincinnati Bengals was one of these guys. Now, Henry was drafted by the Commanders. So Jeff Zagina, the coach, the Cowboys defensive line coach, has a history of this guy from last year.
I feel like the Cowboys do that a lot.
Yeah, maybe so. It's one of these. Well, who should we go get? You get a name of some
I know
guys.
this guy.
Yeah, I know some.
Should we talk to our scouting department?
Yeah.
No. Which one of you guys had an end that might be available right now? He's been texting you for an opportunity.
I shouldn't even have brought that up.
Let's
'cause
take
I
care
knew-
of your friends.
I knew Dawson was good. Dawson saw the opening. He looked
And he
like
took
he
it.
looked like he looked like Henry running the ball. Like he saw the opening, and
Boom.
it's like, I'm going to go 87 yards here, and
87 to pay dirt.
nobody's going to stop me.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop me. But he was a 5th-round pick by the Commanders.
Do you have any friends that could use millions of dollars? Because seriously, we have a roster spot here. What a clown show. Sorry.
Don't do that.
Too much Bassick.
Yeah, that was too much. Bassick for me.
The right amount.
The right amount of Bassick, yeah. He was on the Bengals practice squad. That's where they got him. This guy has length as a player, as an edge. I watched this guy through all the preseason. I like the way this guy does play off these blocks because of the length that he has, so he can play some edge. He's really pretty decent as a run defender. So, but he also plays as a stand-up guy at times, so you could probably play him a little bit on the outside as a linebacker if you want. But he plays hand down, stand up both. But he's a long guy, rangy guy. He does a good job of playing the read option too. There were a couple of times where sometimes you get influenced by the quarterback, you get influenced by the ball carrier. There was some times in the this summer where he was able to kind of show balance, maintain discipline, and then attack the quarterback 2 different times where I was like, okay, this guy's not going to get fooled playing that way. He's like he's played this before. But he's good with the inside moves on the pass rush. He can close down from the backside. I like the way he squeezed the hole, like taking the blocker down inside and then trying to kind of compress that hole so the ball would spill to the outside. He's got the good movement from the backside. He can gain some ground with this first step. You see him get up the field. He can find his way to the corner, but to capture that corner is a little bit of a problem for him. To just get around that corner is a little bit of an issue for him. He can get there, but he just doesn't have that burst or able to lower that shoulder to get around the corner. I thought he needed to be a little bit more consistent of trying to do that if you want to look at something that he might need some work on. I was impressed with the way he controlled blockers and the way he was able to extend on them. And I think he's a guy that can provide some depth. I was just thinking of guys that when you start to look at, okay, do you have to play with Wheat and maybe, with Golston? I know Golston is going to be a starter now. This guy, he kind of fits into that mode right now. So if you were thinking about maybe they were going to go get Muhammad, we talked about that yesterday, going out and getting a guy off a practice squad that's ready. He's been practicing. He has experience, and they have some familiarity with him. That's why they did what they did. So KJ Henry, you're a new edge for the Dallas Cowboys.
Go, Hank.
Go, Hank. All right. I got some questions for my boys here.
Well, let's do it.
I know I got a few minutes, so I'll try and get these questions. Wooly Bully, I'll start with you.
Okay.
If you could ask Jerry Jones or Mike McCarthy one question and get an in-depth, honest answer, what would that question be?
I would ask Jerry why he absolutely refuses to acknowledge that his hand as general manager of the football team has resulted in 3 decades of a lack of a championship.
So your question would be, why do you continue on as the general manager?
Would you ever fire yourself? And if so, why not?
So you're going to get an honest answer.
Yeah, I'd love to hear honestly
why.
What's going on here? Other than I'm the owner, I don't want to work for anybody else. This is my football team. It's like, okay, that's cool, but you can still be the owner and just acknowledge I can have somebody else be the GM. You can still be the final say guy if you want to.
Yeah.
So you would ask him why are you still the general?
Is it really just stubbornness? I mean, is some of this stuff that we hear from the outside like what's the truth here? I'd love to just get a real and honest
No, that's what I'm
answer.
saying. You're going to get a real honest
absolutely.
answer, and that's the question.
Because to me, the crux of all of this, like there's one person that's still standing in 28, 29, 30 years of futility, and it's that. And
he likes to say publicly that it's an advantage because you don't have to have two people. There's not a GM and an owner to sell. It's much more streamlined like this. But I think the real answer in it.
You can ask McCarthy or Jerry a question. McCarthy or Jerry, either one here.
Yeah. I think the real answer to that question would be just people. They crave a feeling of importance, and whether they can enunciate that or not, or are aware of that or not. That's why Jerry, does what he does. He likes the celebrity and the feeling that it gives him of being the man. For my question, it would be like, why won't you acknowledge that the salary cap strategy has shifted so massively, and you guys are 15 years behind in how to build, a Super Bowl champion? Because I actually think you could leave him in charge. The personnel is flowing. If you just changed them with their salary cap approach, I absolutely think they could win a Super Bowl with Dak.
So the question you would ask him is, why do you continue this salary cap approach?
Yeah.
Okay, and you get an honest answer. Okay, that's good enough. I like that. All right, Dawson.
Yes, sir.
Other than Prescott, you need this offensive player to be huge the next 2 weeks. Other than Prescott, you need this offensive player to be huge the next 2 weeks. That's Pittsburgh and Detroit.
Let me go with your guy, Hunter Lipke.
Okay.
Give me some chunk plays. And be good in the running game. Maybe Dowdle or Lipke.
I think CeeDee Lamb goes without saying, so I'm going to go with Tyler Guyton.
Yeah.
I think Tyler Guyton's going to have a couple of tough matchups here if they want to move T.J. Watt around, and the next week with Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions. I mean, those are players that certainly can exploit you. So I think Tyler Guyton, we saw at times the offense got bogged down because he was getting beat. You need that left tackle to stand up for you.
Yeah, I kind of feel like to me that I'm looking at both offensive tackles right now.
Yeah.
Because of what you're going to do with Pittsburgh and what you're going to do with Detroit. I just think those are going to be probably two spots. How much help can you really give Guyton? They didn't give him any help really at all. He had 90% one-on-one blocking. I think they're going to have to help him in this football game, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Is it going to cost you Hunter Lipke or somebody off the edge? Exactly. So, all right, that's it for my time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Krusty's Corner brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning.